guest on a podcast called J is for Justice.
I think there's just hope that she returns no matter what. Oh my God, that's Megan's house. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And then, wait a second, you guys. We have breaking news. All of a sudden, in the chat, there was breaking news that there was a raid going on in Houston, Texas. It may be connected to a high-profile case.
That's her best friend. She would not be there.
Good evening and welcome to J is for Justice. My name is Jay and I am your host. Let me get myself up here on the screen. There we go. How are you guys? If you are new here and you like what you see tonight, please hit that subscribe button. And as always, give a thumbs up. It's a way to help my channel and it doesn't cost you a thing. Before I get started tonight with my guest, Lauren, I wanted to let you guys know about something that's coming up on my channel on Sunday. So on Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, I know, very, very random time, but I think it's going to work. Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, which is 3:30 Mountain Time, I am going to have a forensic expert and private investigator on with me to introduce you guys to him. His name is Mark Gillespie. I have the event up. If you would like to check it out, you can go, and in the description of the event is his YouTube channel. And if you would be so kind to go over there and click subscribe. He's got a brand new YouTube channel. So you will be one of the first subscribe to his channel. How exciting. He is so knowledgeable, you guys. I implore you to research him, look up his background, and bring your questions because we are going to be doing a live Q&A. So he is kind of a jack of all trades when it comes to forensic science. And I think it's going to be great to be able to toss cases around, and have him as a guest on J is for Justice. So I hope you will join me in welcoming Mark to YouTube and welcoming him on my channel for his first stream on YouTube. It's very exciting. So jot down your questions. If you have a favorite case, if you have a question about anything on that or a question specific to forensics, bring your questions. We're going to do probably about an hour, I think, of Q&A. So we'll have plenty of time to get to everybody. While we're waiting, Lauren is putting her little one down who is teething. Poor baby. So we're giving her a few minutes to get the little one settled. But I figured I would let you guys know about that. And I'm going to go to chat and see how everybody is. And thank you to all the mods who've showed up. Thank you, Amy Hanneman, for your donation. I appreciate that. It helps me keep doing what I'm doing. Got a lot of people here tonight. Hi, Gina Lozano. I haven't seen your name in quite a while. Good afternoon, CMI. CMI, count me in. So what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think of J is for Justice possibly having a forensic expert come in when we're discussing cases? We sit here and we try to like thumb through all of this legal mumbo jumbo. We read autopsies and we can barely pronounce what is in these autopsies, in these reports. And how exciting and seriously cool would it be to have someone on panel to explain that to us right on the spot, where, you know, we don't have to say, all right, well, let's look into that and we'll get back to it. We'll have a resource right at our disposal. And I'm honored. I'm honored that we're able to work together on this. And thank you, Mark. He's in chat. Thank you so much. Karina says, that sounds exciting. It is. It is. Thank you, Erica. Shiona Anderson said forensic is God's way of solving crimes. Very true, very true. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little intimidated. I'm a little intimidated by my guests. I'm just kidding. He's very laid back, very cool, very easy to talk to, and I think that you guys are really gonna enjoy him. I really do. He's got a great personality and a great way of explaining things in layman's terms. Oh my God, sleuth jinx. We just said the same thing at the same time. Look at who is here, Scaramouche. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying healthy. Awesome. It looks like you guys are excited. So while we wait for Lauren, I know we were supposed to get started here a little bit ago, but you know, life happens, especially when you're doing live streams, and kids and family definitely come first. Definitely. So her little guy's teething and she's settling him down. So definitely we want to respect that, and we'll give her the time she needs. But while we are waiting for Miss Lauren, I'm going to actually put Mark's channel in my chat room because I have a little I don't know if you want to call it a game, but I have a little kind of competition, I guess, going on inside my own head. And before I shared everything tonight about Mark, I was looking at the sub count. So I wanted to really show him like the dedication of my listeners and how much you guys would appreciate having someone like him on my channel. So I said, you're at 8, let's keep an eye on it. So maybe we can do just a little tiny like subathon type thing just to show the love. Let me put his link up and we can see while we're waiting for Lauren. Which I love the name of your channel, Mark. It's very creative. I love it. Here it is. Here's the link, you guys. It's called Mark of Innocence with Mark Gillespie. And I'm going to throw it in the chat right now. Hey, welcome, Glory K. Welcome, welcome. Woohoo! Thomas is number 16. Look at that. You already doubled it, Mark. Look at you go. Sleuth said, thank you for streaming Gannon's memorial this morning. You're welcome. You're welcome. I thought it was important. Just my heart goes out to Landon, you know, and I can't imagine what she's been going through all these months. And that memorial service, I think, was very important for everyone to see, you know, without the talk of any suspects or any bad people, you know, just straight innocence in Gannon. And, you know, what broke my heart, where I lost it, was when his little friend Tristan came out and played the piano. And he said that he wrote that song for him and it was called Gannon's Song. And man, just seeing that little kid, and I mean, what a talented boy, but his parents must have just been so proud of him, and just the courage it took for him to get up there as a young kid like that, you know. It looks like Miss Lauren has joined us. Let's make sure we have sound. Can you hear me? Oh, she's connecting. I'm going to put a picture up. Beautiful, beautiful photo of Lauren and Shanann. Lauren, I think you have to choose the connect via internet audio. If you have to leave and come back, do that. But it'll give you a choice. I think it's at the top. And now you're muted. So unmute.
There you go.
Yeah, perfect, perfect. All right, let me make sure you're not muted because I'm like notorious for mute buttons.
Okay.
You are
Okay.
you are
Okay.
you are good. Oh my gosh. Not so much a baby anymore.
No, he'll be 2 next month.
Oh my god. Let's see him again.
Say hi.
Wow.
Say hi. No. Okay. He should be sleeping.
Oh, well, I appreciate you, taking time. I know you got your hands full.
Yeah.
But it's fine. I mean, if he wants to join you, let him join you.
Yeah, I think he
life
wants to join.
happens, man. Let him on.
Yeah. Here. There you go. Bye.
So, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm adjusting to being back in North Carolina, and
So you're back home.
yeah, we moved back in June.
Oh, wow. Big
Yeah.
move. Big move.
Yeah, it was a huge move, but I was kind of over Colorado, so
Yeah. Too much out there.
Yeah, I was just...
I can't say I blame you at all. Before we get started though, I want to give you my sincere condolences, and I know that you were friends with both Chris and Shanann, and that had to be really hard to decipher all of that with two people in such an extreme situation.
Right.
But I do appreciate your strength and your time. I know this is a rough week altogether.
Yeah, I know, I'm trying to stay like off my Facebook memories, and
I bet. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about your Facebook group.
Okay.
And how many members do you have now?
Well, I had I had right around like 35,000. But I think now we're down to, I think it's like 8,000 or something. I'm not sure.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, we lost a bunch when the page got hacked into, and they deleted and blocked like 80% of our members.
Oh, you're kidding. When did that happen?
I think it was maybe just like a month ago. It just happened. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. It's called Prayers for Shanann though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was originally I started it as a find Shanann and the kids group, which is where I started the fundraiser. It was like help bring them, home. And then once everything had come out about what happened, we changed the name, and it was kind of the first page and the main page that people would go to and share memories and pictures and just nice things. And it's I don't know, it's been a really good group in my opinion.
Someone do that to you though, I mean, it's disheartening. It's really disheartening to me, everything that has gone down with this case on social media. It's just been so awful all around, and I don't know how friends and family deal with it, to be honest. It would be really tough because, I mean, especially now with COVID, it's like, how do you stay away from social media?
Yeah.
You can't. So
yeah, I think it's better that, I guess, COVID didn't happen 2 years ago, because then people would have been more glued to their computer, and I think things would have gotten way more out of hand than they did, which hard to believe that could happen. But
I can imagine the magnitude. Yeah, it was bad enough, but yeah, it's unfortunate. But you're going strong on your group, and your message is what? I mean, what is your message in your group? What do you expect from people who join that group?
It's not like, what I definitely want people to know that it's not like a discussion group. It's not, a place to try and figure out why or anything like that. It's more of a, sending positive, she was all about positivity. So it's thinking about them and remembering them, and just, I like the collages and stuff that people come up with,
Yeah.
There's only so many pictures now that we can really work with, but seeing the thoughtful things that people put together and the things that people say and the fact that people still care about them, it's, it means a lot for me to just kind of, especially like if I'm having a bad day or something, then I can kind of go in the group and just,
it's a safe place.
Exactly. Yeah.
Good. I'm glad you were able to formulate a safe place on Facebook. I didn't know. It's rare that exists, honestly.
Yeah, I know.
So you got a great group in there, is what I'm assuming.
I'd like to think so. I mean, we've had a couple of issues over the last couple of years, but I think there's a really good group of people in there now. There's still some people that I think were taken out by accident because of the hacking that I would like to have come back, but there's thousands of people that were removed and blocked, and it would take me so long to try and go through and unblock everybody. So I kind of tell people, like, if you were in the group and you aren't anymore, then send me a message and I will happily go through and unblock you and get you back in.
Oh, good. That's a good message to get out there right now. Is to let everybody know if they were removed, it wasn't on purpose. And
it was
reapply.
definitely not on purpose.
People are probably like, what the heck? Why am I not in there?
I know. Well,
and the timing, I mean, come on, a week before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the timing was just crap. What are you doing? You can't wear the shoes.
Well, I'm glad to talk to you. I haven't had any conversations or anything with you in a long time. It's been a long time. So we're on the 2nd year mark. And how are you doing? I mean,
well, I gotta go plug my phone in. I mean, I'm good. I'm definitely better than I was like a year ago, per se. I know. Come on. It's sorry. It's just gonna get dark for a second.
No, you're fine. This is
Don't
live
want my phone
TV,
to
y'all.
die on me. I know. Don't want my phone
Hey,
to die
have you seen the news people? They've been doing Zoom and everything. We're pros, man. We were doing this way before.
I know, exactly.
I see all their audio issues. I'm like, that's so funny. So you're hanging in there, but you're back home, and that's a good thing. So you met Shanann in high school. Uh-oh, she froze. She froze. Oh, she's going to be so mad if I don't take that off the screen. I will take it down until she calls in. She's probably going to call back. Here we go. I'm not going to leave her frozen like that. She'll kill me. So we'll give her a second to call back in. It looks like she lost connection. Hi, Prepper 101. Yeah, she'll call back in. AD is surreal to me. Who is AD? Is that who I think it is? Oh, so anyways, if you guys were in Lauren's group, I know the mods have been putting the group link in chat. Go ahead and click that. And if you would like to be a part of it, again, it's not a discussion group. It's not a theories and speculations group. It is a remembrance group. And it's a special place for, I know, her friend Lauren and probably all the members in there to go and, share their memories, whatever, and their thoughts. So if you want to join, just know ahead of time that's the kind of group that is. So, oh, you know what? I bet you her phone died. She said she had to plug it in. Sorry about that, you guys. Hey, Michigan gal. If you're just joining, Lauren's phone died, I think, so she's going to be calling back in just a second. Oh, I know. So we just passed the 2-year mark of the Watts case. What link says content not found? The Facebook group? Thanks, Jen H. Yep, things happening. Oh, Angela, I'm sorry about that. Hope she's doing all right. Lauren's on her way back in, so we'll put her up on the screen when she gets back. Oh, my grandbaby's great. She's getting big, getting big. She's 1.5 years. I know, 2 years. It's crazy. Well, like I was saying, I guess I jinxed us before her phone died. I was like, we're pros. The news people can't even Zoom. I've seen the news people lose their audio, have audio on when they're not supposed to. And also Zoom bombs. Those are bad when those happen. I haven't had that happen. I password protect my meetings. Welcome back, Lauren. There she is. There's the baby. Oh, we have 2 guests. I can't hear you. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay. Oh, he is so cute. Hey, what's his name?
Ezra.
Ezra. How do you spell that?
Ezra.
So cute. Hi, Ezra.
Yeah, that's you.
He's like, who's this lady? Hi. Who's this lady and how does she know my name? So cutie. Okay. So we were talking about like how you met Shanann in high school and what, like, how did you two meet? I've never heard like exactly the story.
She was a friend of a friend. So I had left for a couple years and went to school in a different state because we had moved, and then we moved back to my hometown, and she was friends with some of my friends that I had known from before. And so we were kind of in the same group, but kind of not really. And then we had a bunch of classes together and
just hit it off.
High school was a weird time. It was just, I don't know.
It is a weird time.
We were all friends, but we didn't all like hang out together all the time, if that makes sense.
Like you had a big group that was friends with each other.
So she was closer to, a couple of our other friends in high school at the time. But then, the more classes we had together, the more we interacted with each other. And I was in a class with her brother at one point. So I really got to know them then.
Oh, wow.
And we stayed in contact after high school. And then kind of the years went by, and my ex-husband had an opportunity to PCS to somewhere different because we were in California, and she'd been trying to get me to come to Colorado for a while, and I was like, let's do it. So we moved to Colorado so I would have a friend already there when we got there. Don't push buttons, please.
Well, how awesome for both of you. Like it's a win-win.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That's really cool. So when did you first meet Chris?
I met him when we moved out here. So I met him in 2014. So it would have been August of 2014.
Oh, wow.
I knew of him beforehand because of the wedding and everything, but due to my circumstances, I wasn't able to go because I was in California and they were in North Carolina. So
okay, so
I would have met him then, I guess.
Right. Oh, hey guy, I like your shirt. I can't believe he's 2. I can't believe it's been 2 years.
I know, 2 years is just...
Girl, the last time I talked to you on like Zoom or whatever it was at the time, he was a little newborn baby. You had just brought him home.
Yeah, I mean, he was brand new.
Wow. It's crazy how fast time has gone, really.
I know, it's...
it breaks my heart, though, that he doesn't know Bella and Cece and Nico. And
Yeah, I mean, and my girls are old enough, and you know, they were friends with them, so that was a really difficult conversation for me to have, was to try
Wow.
and explain like what happened, and I didn't really get a chance to explain it. We were just in a grocery store, and it was just all over every magazine,
Oh
and
my
my
God.
oldest was like, "Hey, isn't that Bella and Cece?" And I'm like, "Shit."
How old are
So,
they?
Hannah is 11 and Abby is 9.
Oh God. So it's not like they can't read.
Right, exactly. You just
Wow,
taking over?
Lauren. Hey, he can take over my channel anytime. He's cute.
He's trying to.
My granddaughter is like 6 months younger than him.
Oh, wow, you have a granddaughter. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Stop. Wait. Where'd you go? Oh,
Can-
there we are.
Can you see me? That's all right.
Yeah.
So you move out to
Here, go play with this.
Colorado and you meet Chris, and you guys hang out quite a bit in the beginning, or what?
We did. Like my like when we first moved here, obviously we didn't know anybody, or when we moved there, we didn't know anybody. So, you know, they would have us, me and like my ex-husband and my kids, we would come over for dinner a lot because, like I said, we didn't know anybody else. So we hung out with them a lot. And then when it was time for me to kind of, you know, separate from my husband, they were there for me immensely. I mean, I was over there a few times a week just to like, sure, this is what I should be doing. And they were both really supportive, and they, you know, they helped me a lot through that transition. And then I started seeing someone else, and then that got serious. So then, you know, I brought him over, and that all worked out really well because they were all 3 Steelers fans. And so I just, you know, Chris and Mark would hang out. Yeah, would talk about football, and Shanann and I would bitch about kids and life and
right,
kind of hang out and do whatever. And it was nice because I, you know, he didn't really, you know, going into a relationship with someone with kids and meeting your, you know, your girlfriend's friends is really awkward, but everything, you know, we all really meshed well together, and the kids all got along. So it, you know, and when she found out she was pregnant, she was joking. She was like, you know, you have to get pregnant with me. And I was like, I don't want to get pregnant with you. I don't want to be pregnant. And then,
hey, cover that boy's ears. Cover that boy's ears.
Sorry. But then I got pregnant, and then I was like, your turn. So it was, I mean, we had a good relationship with both of them. I mean, it was pretty common for, you know, me and her to go, you know, do stuff and kind of talk about her business or whatever personal thing I was going, you know, what was going on with me, and we didn't want the kids around. So Chris would stay and hang out with the kids, and her and I would go, you know, talk and do our thing. And
wow.
So, you know,
crazy.
It was, yeah.
It sounds like you guys had a good thing going too with.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Man.
I mean, we had plans for, you know, that later that day. So it was, I don't know. It's still, that whole week is still kind of.
You had plans on that day? I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it was after her doctor's appointment. We were supposed to get together and,
oh my God,
you know, catch up and talk pregnancy and stuff like that, because I hadn't seen her in a few weeks because she had been traveling and busy. So I talked to her Sunday, or I sent her a message on Sunday. I was like, hey, let me know when you get back, and, you know, we can figure out our plans. And then she didn't text me back, which was weird. And then everything just kind of went to shit.
Oh my God, Lauren, I didn't know that. Yeah. Wow. So that day, when did you hear that, you know, she was missing? Like what time?
Well, her brother had made a post, and then I called him and asked him what he was talking about, because the way it was worded, it was almost like, it's like, I don't know. In my mind, it was like when you haven't talked to someone in a while, you're like, oh, they're missing. Kind of, I don't know, like being sarcastic. And that's what I thought, is maybe he just hasn't talked to her and he was just kind of like
being a smart ass, like, hey, yeah.
Right. But the more I read it, I was like, this doesn't seem right. So I called him and he was like, something's wrong. We haven't heard from her. And he was like, will you go to the house? And I was like, yeah. I was like, Chris has to be freaking out, obviously. And so I called my mom and I was like, this is what's going on. And she was like, you're pregnant. You have the kids with you. You don't need to go out there. And I was like, well, I'm going to. So I drove over to the house. I probably got over there around like 5 or so. And Nick and Amanda were already there. And I went in and I talked to him for a while, and I left. My kids were in the car watching their movies and stuff, because I was like, I'll be right back. I just wanted to like check on him and make sure, see if there's anything I could do. And so I stayed and talked to him for a little while, and then it got weird and I left. And as soon as I like walked out of the house, I knew she wasn't coming back, and I knew something had happened. So
awful.
But yeah.
I'm really sorry. Thank you for sharing that story, though.
Oh yeah.
But I want to kind of get back to the kids, Shanann.
Okay.
I just tell us about Bella and Cece.
They were so different. So Bella was just super quiet and just really sweet, and she was, like a little mom almost. She was just, just loving towards her animals, and she always was just so like gentle with everything. And when my kids would come over, she was just excited and wanted to just like, she would just kind of grab their hand and just like go show them stuff. And she was just the sweetest little thing. And Cece was just so much energy, and she was just like loud and hyper and just excited about literally everything.
You know how we saw all those videos on Shanann's Facebook? You know what my favorite one of Cece is? Where she's riding the little Jeep or whatever, like through the house, and like, and Bella has to jump out of the way, like literally, and then like, she runs into the cabinets in the kitchen, and she's like, and I'm like, that little girl isn't fazed by anything, man.
She's not. And I remember we were over there, and my kids had taught them how to go down the stairs, and so she taught them, like, they taught them to go down, like, on their bellies and go backwards. And Shanann was just like, oh my God, they're never going to stop now. And so she's like, send me all these, like, pictures and videos of the kids going up and down the stairs. She was like, I can thank you for this. I was like, well, at least they're doing it safely.
They went backwards.
So, thank you. Yeah, they would like get on their stomachs and kind of like go down backwards.
Yeah. That is the safe way to do it. I mean, she's right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I think a lot of us could tell. Yeah, you're fine. I think a lot of us could tell by the videos their personality differences. And
hold on. Yeah. Hold on, we're having a toy problem. Yeah. Go talk on your phone.
Toys are important.
They are.
They're really extremely important. No, we could tell like from the videos that they were polar opposites. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, it's
heartbreaking. But they got along really well. Like I never saw them fight with each other. They were also really young, so they weren't really like fighting age, but it was just, they were very considerate of each other. Like they shared things. They wanted to do stuff together. Like they got along really, really well.
Aw.
Like, meanwhile, my kids are like screaming at each other in the back, and I'm like, why can't my kids be like this?
Yeah. So, and it seems like Bella kind of like was a little mother to Cece. Like,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
um,
Thank you. I'm
speak.
already on the phone now. Okay. So we're going to talk like this for a second.
So, yeah, you were saying like you had to share the news with your girls, and I think that, you know, I find like the other friends too, who's, you know, all those little kids that played with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not something that's ever going to be forgotten, you know, and that's the.
Stop, please.
Come on, Lauren, get on the Fisher Price phone.
Yeah, I know. He's very adamant about it now. I know. I'll do it in a minute. Okay, he wants to come back.
He is more than welcome.
Right.
Hey, buddy.
You say hi. Say hi. Here we go.
Aw, cutie pie. So yeah, do you have any other stories about them that you'd like to share?
I remember, so her kids weren't really picky about eating. They pretty much ate absolutely everything. And she was an amazing cook. So whenever we would go over there for dinner, Bella would try to get my kids to like try what they were eating. And she was the sweetest about it. She's like, just try it, please. It's really good. Her sweet little voice. And they never would, but every single time we went over there, she would try her hardest to get them to try like carrots or something. And it was just, yeah, she was just
Sweetheart.
It was so funny. Yeah. Are you done? Okay.
There's a question in chat. Thomas S wants to know, since you've returned to North Carolina, have you visited the gravesite?
Yes, I went yesterday, and I've been 3 times since I've been here, but once was yesterday.
Now,
yeah,
did you do people just go out there? I mean, I'm curious because I know how people are, but being that it was the anniversary, was there other people out there? I don't mean family, but just people paying their honors and to them.
I would imagine when I was there was nobody there, but I was kind of there for a while. And as I was leaving, you know, a couple cars had pulled up and they were like waiting for me to leave. So there, I mean, you can tell, I mean, every time I go out there, there's new flowers and new stuffed animals and new stuff. So there's definitely, there are people constantly going out there.
It must.
So it's nice. It's a nice little serene place. It's, you know,
you feel close with her when you go there. You feel like you can talk to her, and I do that with my mom. Yeah. That's why I asked. Like, I'll sit there and just like talk to my mom, like she's there. You know.
That's kind of what I was doing. I was just like sitting on the ground, just like having a conversation. Yeah. And then I was like, well, people in this truck are watching me, so maybe I should go. I mean, the first few times I went out there, it was really hard, especially like the first time I went out there, it was really difficult. But, you know, the more I go out there, it doesn't necessarily get easier, but it's not as intensely overwhelming as it was at the beginning. Because, you know, it's like I knew they were there, and I'd been to, because when I was in Colorado, the only thing I could do was go to the house, and I didn't really want to go to the house, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like I knew what the headstone and everything looked like, so I kind of knew what to expect. But like just being there and knowing that they were there and seeing their names was really, really overwhelming. But you know, now it's kind of it's a nice place to go and talk to her and get grounded and
I'm glad you have that close.
Yeah, it's makes me more happy that I moved back home.
I bet. Someone wants to know who is living in the house now. I don't think anybody is.
Nobody. It's still empty, and they it was supposed to be put up for auction back in like April, but then COVID happened, so it's just
sitting, right, waiting.
Empty house of crap. Yeah, at least it was when I left, because I went by there before we left Colorado back in June, and it was still empty, and there's still a bunch of stuff on the porch and stuff, so people are going out there too.
Oh, like they're leaving things as like a memorial?
Yeah, so there's always like flowers and stuffed animals and stuff. I don't know if that's changed since I left, but as of the beginning of June, it was still like that.
Wow. I don't know who would want to live there after what happened there. It would be.
Yeah. I mean, you can definitely feel intense energy when you're in the house. Because like I said, I was there that morning, and then I went by once to see her parents when they were there packing stuff up, and it was really just weird being in there.
I bet. You felt like a weird energy, like.
Oh, absolutely. Like you can tell it's just very unsettling in there, and I wouldn't want to live there, that's for sure.
No, oh no, absolutely not. There's just got to be a bad vibe in there. So I know there was a couple things that you wanted to talk about. As far as like giving some updates, everybody in chat is asking, if you talk to the families and how they're doing, if you know that. I don't know if you do. I don't know if you want to share that. That's totally up to you.
I don't talk to either family per se.
Okay.
I am close to a friend of the Watts family, so I kind of get updates on how they're doing. But as far as Shanann's family, I think everybody knows that Frankie's made it clear how he feels about me, so we have no communication really whatsoever.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And it just, the internet got to him, I think, and a lot of lies were spread, and there's a lot of misinformation out there, and they choose to believe those people, and that's fine. They have their right to believe what they want to believe, but I know I've never said or done anything against her family or against her or her name, and that's really all that matters, is that I have nothing to be sorry for, because I haven't done anything wrong. I hope that one day they do see the truth, and they find out that I wasn't the bad guy in all of this, and I wasn't the one lying to them. It was the other people out there doing, their malicious things on YouTube and whatnot.
It's been really ugly, and I just have always wanted closure for all parties, for both families, and just peace, man. I think about it, 2 years. They've had 2 years of this. It's hell. It's utter hell. I don't talk to either family. I don't know either family personally, but I can imagine that it's a living hell for them.
Well, and it's like it's like right when you think everything is stopping, and it's like right when you think that, okay, maybe everybody's had enough and there's nothing else to talk about, it's like that's when my page got hacked into and everything got deleted, and then I have all these people sending me messages telling me that I'm a terrible friend and I'm a vile person and I should take my page down because the family doesn't want it. And you know, the reason they don't want it is because I run the page and they have feelings about me that they shouldn't. And I don't think it's right for me to remove a page that's in memory of them. And it's very helpful to a lot of people. Do you want it off? Hold on,
Right, right.
Sure.
Hey now.
I know. Show changed.
Yeah, you know, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate to hear stories like that where instead of supporting each other, you know, there's feuding going on
Right.
and all this drama. And I mean, just I
You
just
know,
feel
and I
like you
don't
guys have all
know.
had enough losses, you
Oops,
know,
sorry.
to lose friends on top of
I
it,
can't hear
you know.
you.
I just feel like everybody's had enough
Yeah,
loss, you know.
exactly. And you know, I'm not in any of the like crime groups. I don't know any of the discussions that are taking part. I don't know if those things are still going on. But it's like at some point you have to stop talking it to death. Like you're never going to get any answers. So
No, I don't think I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a prayers group where there's memories shared. I mean, if it's a safe place
yeah,
and a healing place for you to go. So
right.
I hope that you guys can all find peace with each other. You know, I think
Yeah. I think one day we will. I think, you know, it's just going to take time, and you're just going to have to, you know, the bad people with all of their malicious intent will eventually get bored and things will die off,
or
and
they'll find other families to
harass. Yeah.
harass and stick their claws in and not
Correct.
let them find any kind of closure whatsoever. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like this wound has just been, it's like picking a scab every couple months, you know?
Right. That's how it feels pretty
Yeah.
much.
It's like the case that never ends. I mean, really. So, I don't know. I mean, is there anything else that you'd like to talk about? I mean, I wanted to have you on. I wanted to talk with you and see where you were at. I mean, 2 years. I think everybody who's followed the case, which you know, thousands of people, you know, are all
Yeah.
kind of wondering the same thing. You know, how is everyone doing? What's going on? You know, and it's nice to see that you're back home, and your baby's a toddler now.
I know, he's a whole grown person right now. What do you want? I mean, hold on here. Let me help you. I mean, I can't really speak for all of our friends, but I know a lot of us are, you know, trying to move on and trying to but you know, a lot of it is hard. You know, things come up, and you know, I still get really emotional about everything, and I still have my days where I don't trust anyone, and you know, it has gotten a little easier, but you're never really gonna
Be at 100%.
right. Like there's always going to be some kind of trigger, you know, like you hear people talking about it when, you know, I work in a restaurant and it comes up. Like I've walked past people having talks about it. And sometimes it takes everything in me to not just be like, no, what you're saying is wrong, but I just
Kind of just scroll and roll, right?
let it go. Exactly. You have to let some things go.
You do, for your own peace. For your
Yeah.
own peace, or else you'll be mad all the time, you know? And I don't think Shanann would want you mad all the time. She seemed like she liked to have fun, you know?
Oh, absolutely not. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She did. Yep. We had lemon drop martini for her
Love it.
yesterday. So, I mean, she wouldn't want any of this like animosity, and she wouldn't want any of, you know, the fighting and any like that's absolutely not what she would have wanted out of any of this. So
It's unfortunate. It really is. But I think you're right. I think in time, you know, feelings change and emotions change and grief changes. I mean, everybody goes through
Right.
at their own pace, through their own stages, and it's crazy because grief is a crazy thing. And I've seen it like with my family after my mom died. It's like everybody has is in their own place, feels their own way, and emotions can get really, really high really fast. So I can imagine in a case like this, it would be times 1,000, you know?
Well, and that's why, like as much as it hurts me what, her family is saying, you know, I I have no idea how they feel, and if this is how they're choosing to deal with their grief, by lashing out at certain people, then so be it. I have no right to tell them how to feel or how to
Right.
act.
I mean, they
You
do
know.
have every right to be angry, you know?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times in grief, anger can be misdirected. And
Yeah.
I think that what you're saying right now it says the kind of person you are and how good of a friend you were to Shanann, because you don't have any animosity. You're there when
Yeah. No,
they're ready,
definitely
you're
not.
there, you know? And I think that says a lot about you, Lauren. And I think that Shanann would be proud of you.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. I really do. I mean, everybody wants a friend like you. They really do. It says a lot.
Well, I would like to think that.
No, it does. I'm being serious. Like, it's hard to find friends that would stand up for you like that.
Yeah. Well, and that's just what, that's especially at the beginning, that was kind of my main thing because everybody was speculating and I was just like, I went into such defense mode and I probably made, wrong choices. Maybe,
We all
talking
said
to Kay as many
things.
times as I did. Yeah. My whole motive was defend her name and make sure people know that she wasn't a controlling, crazy person that deserved this, because that's the vibe that I was getting. And I was like, this is not okay. And I'm not going to let this happen. And what are you doing? But I ended up, I had to take a step back at some point. Like I could only defend her and defend everything for so long before like it started affecting me. It's completely affected me. I went into labor 6 weeks early, and so I was dealing with a preemie, and don't do that. And now crazy toddler, but it's
a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you felt defeated because you're up against thousands of people.
Thousands of people. And what I think was irritating me the most was they didn't even know us. They didn't know her. It was just all of these people on the internet that think that they know better than me, or they know better than actual fact because they've read books or they've, and I think that's what is most frustrating, is when somebody tells me that I'm a terrible person over a situation that they literally know nothing about.
Yeah.
It's like, she was my friend. She wasn't your friend. You people in these random in your houses don't know, you don't know her. And
so did you
go ahead. I would say, but with that, I've gained a lot of friends because of this, because there are people that genuinely do care about her and about what happened, and they sympathize and they hurt just like we do. And those people I respect. The people that are just trying to create drama, I can't stand.
No.
What's wrong?
Do you want cookies and ice cream and cake and candy?
He does. He wants to turn the radio on.
He'll be up all night. He'll be up all night.
I know. He should already be in bed.
Yeah, I mean, at some point you have to just kind of walk away from it, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah,
I can't imagine.
Own mental health, I had to. I had to take a break because I was going crazy. I was spending hours of my day just constantly arguing with people online.
Yeah,
and I
dude, you can't
couldn't
do
it
that.
anymore.
That's
Yeah.
horrible for your psyche.
It's not healthy.
I couldn't stand it when
So
we had that group in the very beginning and it blew up overnight. I couldn't even stand reading it. I barely participated in my own group because people were nasty. I mean, it was nasty.
yeah.
I'd never seen anything like it. And, you know, we have groups for all kinds of crimes, and I've never seen anything like it. And just these people that didn't know them and the things they were saying to one another. And I don't know, it brought up the ugly in a lot of people, I think.
It really did. In ways that I didn't even think were possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like because I've been part of groups before, but it's different like when you know the people and just the viciousness of people it was honestly astounding to me. I don't know.
It had to be hard. I mean, imagine if this happened and you didn't have all the social media. It would have been hard enough.
Yeah.
It would have been hard enough. And I don't, you know, I just, you know, if it was me, like, I don't want to speak for Shanann, but I would have to imagine that she wouldn't want her friend having to sit on the internet arguing and defending her, that, you know her, you know who she is, you know who you are, and you don't have anything to prove to anybody, you know?
Yeah, and I finally had to get to that point where I was just like, I don't have to defend my friendship. I don't have to defend why we don't have 37 pictures with each other. You know, I mean, there was a reason for everything, and I think that's what people. Sorry, my phone's going crazy. And that's what people were so annoying about. They're like, well, why aren't you posting as many pictures with her like everybody else is? I'm like, because our friendship was not about taking pictures. We didn't do things to document them. I went over there and we had dinner and we had a lot of talks, and it was like, we're going to take pictures of us talking. That's just not how our relationship was.
Right.
And
she had a lot of photos with her business friends.
Exactly. And because that's what they did. They were on social media, and that's how they got themselves out there. They took pictures together. They took pictures on trips, and that's
right. Y'all were just hanging out. You were just hanging out at home with the kids. There was really nothing.
I wasn't one of her Thrive buddies. I tried it for a little while, but like I just wasn't one of those people. So I had no reason to take pictures of my patches or my clothes or whatever else.
I'm just curious, did she ask you to? Like, hey, will you take some photos, like when you were using it? No.
Mm-mm.
Did it work? I'm just curious. I've never tried it. I've always wanted to know.
I don't think that it was what everyone has it hyped up to be. I think it works for some people, and I think it maybe makes them feel amazing. I didn't like it. It wasn't for me, and I told her I would try it. I tried it. I didn't like it, and she didn't push farther. She was like, cool, thanks for trying it, and that was the end of it. She wasn't
she was pushy about it.
Yeah, she wasn't one of those like, you need to try it more, you need to do that. Like, she was never very pushy about anything. She was like, if you want to try it, try it. If you don't like it, cool. And that was it.
I'm just reading chat. Do you want to take a couple questions that are in here?
Yeah, I'll definitely take questions.
Okay. Chrissy Brown wants to know, Lauren, have you felt her spirit with you, or do you believe in spirits? Have you had signs that you think maybe Shanann has been around you?
Yes.
Oh.
All of it. Yes.
Wow.
So every time I go to the cemetery, there's this like one or two particular butterflies that are always there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's mainly butterflies. I get butterflies a lot, and it's either like one or it's four. And
wow.
Those are my favorite. I love when that happens. And then, I'll sit there and start talking to the butterflies like a crazy person. But but yeah, I absolutely can feel her sometimes. I mean, it's obviously not like every day, but it's usually like, she'll come in my dreams or something, and I definitely feel her presence, and it's really comforting. Well, then don't mess with it.
Let's see. There's a lot of questions in chat. Let's see what else we got.
Oh, let's go.
Where are we? Have you had any sort of correspondence with Chris since he's been incarcerated?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
You don't have any desire?
I think maybe one day I would write him a letter or something, but I don't even know what I would say. So I can't say, I don't want to sit here and say no, because I don't know how I'm going to feel in 10 years, and I may want to tell him how he ruined everything, but I have no desire to talk to him right now.
So the last time you talked to him was when you went over there?
Yeah.
On August
the morning
13th?
13th. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was 2 years ago yesterday. I had seen him since then because I went to every single hearing. So, he saw me every time he was in court. I was right there too.
Did he acknowledge you at all, or did you feel like he was more ashamed?
He definitely knew I was there. The first one, because I was the only one in Colorado, so I was the only one that. Well, I wasn't the only one, but I was the only one from back home in Colorado. So I felt it was my duty to go if I could, and I could.
Mm-hmm.
So I know his very first hearing, he saw me walk in and he just kind of like looked away. But he didn't have any emotion anytime I saw him. But I wanted him to see me, and I wanted him to know that we as her friends knew what he had done, and I wanted him to have a face, to her side of things.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it was really important that he knew that like her friends were there and we knew what he did.
Yeah. What was his demeanor? What did he seem like?
In court?
Yeah, did he seem just kind of like, I don't know, like what were his emotions like in court?
He didn't have any. He was just completely disassociated from everything. He just sat and either stared at the floor or just stared straight ahead. He had absolutely no emotion whatsoever.
You think he was in shock? Maybe?
Probably. I would hope so.
I mean, that's a traumatic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Lauren, it still just boggles my brain. It's so senseless,
Yeah.
So senseless. Here's a nice question. This will give you good vibes. What did Shanann's friendship give you? Something you cherish?
Oh, that is a good question.
That's an awesome question.
That's also a tough one. I mean, as cliche as it sounds, it's, try to be, it's positivity, because she always had an upside to absolutely everything, and especially when I was going through my divorce, and, I was just like, maybe this isn't the right decision. Like maybe, I need to do things differently. And she was very good at keeping you motivated and positive. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do myself now with, my friends. Whenever they're having doubts or they're having bad days, I try to be the voice of positivity and, encouragement, because that's exactly what she would do.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That was a great question, actually.
That was a really good question.
I have another one. This is from Mary G.
Sit down, please. Sit down.
Your girl, Mary.
Oh, hey, Mary.
Mary wants to know, Lauren, did you see a change in Chris in the last few weeks? I'm not sure if you saw him or not. I don't know the last time you saw him before that, but she wants to know if you noticed a change in him.
I did. I don't. My memory from 2 years ago is not as good as it was.
I'm sure.
But I do. I think I gave this example to the police. Actually, it was like, normally whenever we would go over there and he would come home from work, he would like come in and like say hi to the kids and say hi to Shanann, and then he's like, I'm gross, I need to go take a shower, and then he would come back down and like hang out with all of us, and that was just kind of how it was. But then like I noticed the last like couple times he would come in, he would say hi to the kids and then go upstairs and we wouldn't see him. He wouldn't say hi to her. He wouldn't even really acknowledge, the fact that Mark and I were there. And it was just, he went upstairs, never came back down. And I was like, is everything okay? And she was just kind of like, I don't know.
So she was feeling the distance.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely tell that there was something up, but it wasn't something that I was going to like push and investigate because I didn't think that, this would have been the end result,
No. It's gotta be really hard and emotional for you to think back. Like, I'm sure in the beginning you thought, God, why didn't I pick up on like that this could have happened? Or like, how did this, get under my radar? Or, I'm sure as her friend, you like question everything when you look back in the beginning when it first happened. I would look back on every time I hung out with him and think, God, you think you know somebody. And
what I did. And then it was like that morning when I went to see him, it was like, or that afternoon, I guess. But my first thought was, oh my God, Chris has to be freaking out. Like, he loves his family. So like, if they're missing, like, I can't imagine how freaked out he must be. But then as soon as I got around him, like, he hugged me as soon as I walked in the door, and you could just feel that something wasn't right. And the whole time we were talking, he wouldn't look me in the eye. He was just really weird about how he was answering things. And when I left, like, he hugged me again, and I felt like he, in so many words, just lied to my face while I was there. Can I help you? What are you doing? Hi.
He's like, I'm just climbing on you. Thanks.
Yeah. Just being nosy.
So when you left, you just felt, did you kind of get that feeling like, I just want to get out of here?
Yeah. And, like, I'd walked in and, I saw her shoes to the right of the door, and I looked up the stairs because the ceiling fans were on all high up there. Hold on a second. Hi, Abby. What do you need?
Because he wasn't in his room.
Okay. I can't. But the ceiling fans were on and the doors were closed up there, and he was like, oh, well, I have all the doors closed. He was like, because I can't handle seeing their stuff right now. And I was like, okay, like, I didn't say anything. I just looked up the stairs.
Oh.
And so then we go into the kitchen to start talking, and, the kids' toys and stuff are all in the living room. And I was just like, well, if you can't handle seeing their stuff upstairs, then why is it okay for their stuff to be downstairs? But it was little things like that. And I was like checking his body for marks because he was wearing a tank top and shorts. And it was just, I was already just like subconsciously just hyper vigilant. And I'm trying to like, I was, looking around the kitchen and like seeing if things were out of place. And it was just, I knew that it just, something was wrong. And like I said, I knew when I left that I wasn't going to see her again.
God, what a horrible, horrible feeling.
Yeah.
What
are you doing?
Did he act like he wanted you there? Did he?
Yeah, I talked to him and told him I was coming over. Like, he knew I was coming, and
he was cool with it.
Yeah, I was like, I want to come make sure you're okay. And he was like, all right. So I mean, and I think he tried to act as normally as he could, but the no eye contact thing was just really strange. And he kept saying like how he wanted to go back to work, and I was like, you can't go to work right now, Chris. Like
Like that same day
why
when
would you
everything
go
was
to work?
going down, like I need to get back to work.
Yeah, he's like, he's like, I can't just sit here and do nothing. He's like, I want to go back to work. And I was like, you can't go to work. Why
Yeah.
would you go to work?
I think he really just wanted out of the situation, probably. He was
Absolutely. Like it was
wow.
Yeah.
God, Lauren. I mean, looking back on this, it's only been 2 years. I mean, we say, wow, it's been 2 years, but in the grand scheme of things, losing people like that, like so tragically, 2 years is really nothing as far as the healing, you know?
Yeah.
I have another good question from Thomas S. What is your favorite memory? This is gonna make you think now. It might be a little late, but you might be able to come up with one. Your favorite story from high school, and then your favorite story of Shanann as an adult.
Gosh.
I told you. I'm like, the high school question's coming out now.
I know. I'll definitely have to get back to you on that one. Let me think. Yeah, let me think. Because I have no idea. That's a good question.
What about an adult? As an adult, it's like when you moved out to Colorado, do you have like a favorite memory of something y'all did together?
Oh, are you tired now? I mean, yes, no. I remember just going through her clothes, essentially. Like, her wardrobe was absolutely phenomenal, and I needed to like get clothes for work. Like, I needed to get business suits because I was an F&B manager, and she was like, oh, I have a ton of stuff. So we go down in her basement, and she literally had like an entire express store down there, just like categorized in sizes. And she was just like, oh, here's this and here's this. And then I ended up leaving with like 7 suits and an insane amount of bras. And she just insisted that I like go through all of these clothes, and I was like, are you sure you don't need any of this? And shopping was her thing. And she always wanted to just make sure everybody was taken care of, and if you needed something and she had it, it was yours, like it was nothing for her to do whatever she could to help you. Are you tired now? Finally.
Oh, it looks like he's about to sack out.
So
those are great memories though. And she left behind like such good qualities, I think, for you.
So, and even like in her cooking, like we, Thanksgiving over there, she wanted so badly to make this fruit turkey. And so she had all of us in there like cutting these little pieces of fruit in these certain little like shapes so she could make this like huge fruit turkey. And she was so excited about this fruit turkey. Like not to mention like the 20-pound bird that she was making or all of the other huge amounts of food. She was so proud of this fruit turkey. I think we took like 20 pictures of it. I don't know. She was
those are nice memories.
She was so proud of herself.
Yeah. I like hearing like from your perspective, because I think just with all the arguing online and stuff, and there's just been so much negativity, I think that you are like a breath of fresh air. You knew both of them. I mean, obviously you cut off Chris. Obviously, but you have a perspective that's, you're calm, you're rational, you're looking at it just from a totally different way than a lot of people that I've seen, and without being defensive, without being insulting. And I think that takes a lot of strength. And I think you're a great testimony to the kind of person that Shanann was. If you guys were such good friends, I just think it's great to hear a different aspect, and especially now that time has passed, especially for people like me and all the people in my chat that have followed the case, I think that for us being on the outside, which we don't really even freaking matter, I'm not saying we do, but I think that a lot of emotions have calmed down a little bit as far as people who weren't directly involved, at least for, I think, most. And people can kind of, look back on this with maybe a different perspective and not be so mean.
Yeah. And that's what I'm hoping, is that the meanness can stop.
Yeah.
And like I don't want it to be Rusex versus Watts anymore. Like at some point, people need to stop trying to pick sides and pit people against each other. Both families have lost people and both families are hurting. And, there's a lot of us involved, and having strangers nitpicking our words and pitting us against each other isn't going to help anybody heal any faster. It's just going to keep the wound open, and nobody wants that. I don't think none of us have the mental capacity of handling that anymore.
It's too much.
Yeah. Did you poop? Hold on.
Yeah, there's a lot of nice comments. Shanna, she said, Lauren, you're a great neutral party to discuss this case without extreme bias. It's refreshing hearing your perspective.
Oh,
it's true.
You. Who was that from? I can't hear you.
Shanna Ray.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Well, I mean, there's no point in it. Like, I feel like I have to be a neutral party. Because like you said, I was friends with him also. So it's, it's not like I didn't lose anything with him either. I mean, I lost both friends and their kids. What do you need?
Yeah, you did.
You're down here. Lay down. Are you tired?
You know what? If you want me to let you go, I think we've covered everything, unless there was anything.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna put him to bed.
Yeah, I'll let you go. But we've been on here for over an hour, girl.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That does not seem like an hour.
I know. Glory, I want to read Glory's comment to you before you go. She said, Lauren, I am so sorry you lost such an amazing friend. Hold on to the memories and thank you for sharing. Appreciate you so much, Lauren.
Aww.
Thank you for taking time out of your day to be here. I think that Shanann would be so proud of you for telling their real story without all the yuck details. Yep.
Good. That's all I want, is just, I would like to just know that she's, as long as I know she's proud of me and I haven't done anything that would go against what she believes, then I know I'm not doing anything wrong,
Yeah. No, you seem really okay with where you're at. You seem
it's taken some time, but yes.
No, you do. You just kind of have a calm about you. Like you kind of know where you stand and you're comfortable with where you stand and how you feel.
Yeah.
And I can tell that just after all the craziness. I remember when I first talked to you, it was just
Yeah, it was nuts. I don't even remember back then.
I don't. It was like a blur to me, so I can't imagine. So
yeah.
But thank you so much for taking time out of your night. I appreciate it. It was nice to see you. Nice to see your little boy.
Yeah, thanks.
He's a cutie. Thanks again, Lauren. It was great talking to you.
No problem.
All right.
All right, thanks.
Have a good one. Bye.
You too.
Okay, guys, thank you for being here. Thank you to those that stayed respectful in chat. I know that this case brings out a lot of emotions. I know this case brings out a lot of questions. Everybody wants to know details. And, right now, this is what it is. And it's real. It's real for everybody who knew them. It's so real. So just have some respect. Be kind. It doesn't take a lot of energy to just be kind. It takes more energy to write a nasty post or a nasty comment to someone than it does to just keep scrolling. Stop hurting each other. Let's stop hurting each other's feelings. These people are going through hell, all of them. So I just want to, this case is what started my channel. So I wanted to touch on the case, but I don't want to beat this case. I don't want to beat it like a dead horse. So I want to pay tribute to those that were lost. I want to recognize the case because it's pivotal to my channel. I'm coming up on my 2-year anniversary here on YouTube, which is nuts. But I couldn't do it without all of you guys. And my mods, thank you so much. I needed you tonight, and you are here. And I can't thank you enough. I can't do anything without my team. And my team means the world to me. They're talented, they're sweet, they're kind, they're loyal. And I thank each and every one of you. All right, with that being said, I'm going to get off of here. And you don't have to apologize for your questions. It's natural. It's natural. We followed this case for 2 years. We've had multiple different stories and whatnot. It's totally normal to ask questions. I just wanted to keep things respectful to a minimum. I don't want a bunch of, speculation, just because out of respect for Lauren. So anyways, yeah, I mean, great girl. She's got a good head on her shoulders, and she looks like she's hanging in there, and I hope that they can all find some peace. So I hope you enjoyed hearing from Lauren tonight. I appreciate you guys all, and be sure to check out my event for Sunday. Again, I'm going to have a forensic expert and private investigator on for a Q&A. So bring all of your questions, forensic related, this Sunday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be there, be square. I'll see you then. Bye.